gathered here in the mystery of the hour. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near.
Good morning and welcome, dear friends. Welcome to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. Our church is located here in the heart of walkable Tarpon Springs Historic District and is known as the home of the Inverness paintings. My name is Betty Lou Cummins, and I'm serving as worship associate today. We are a church of many welcomes, and we offer a warm welcome to all of you who have joined us. This is a liberal community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. As such, ours is an active church, and everyone is invited to participate in any of our activities, whether you are a member or not. To learn about events, our church calendar is on our website, uutarpon.org, and you can discuss activities with church members or our membership chair, who will contact you if we have your information. Music is provided by our music director, Bonnie Whitehurst. Bonnie will be singing throughout the service, and you are welcome to hum or sing along to the songs wearing your mask. Okay. We also have connection cards available in the pews near the hymnals. If you fill one out and put it in the offering plate as you exit, we will be able to keep in touch with you. Also, the church is currently in need of volunteers to serve as greeters, ushers, social hour helpers, and Zoom techs at our in-person Sunday services. Please contact Jane Neal, whose contact information can be found in the e-news and the quill. We are also pleased to announce that following the service today, the forum room and our big screen TV there will be available and on Zoom, so that people in the building and on Zoom can visit with each other today. Okay. Today we are delighted to have Samara Powers leading the service. Samara Powers is a mom, a poet, and a non-theistic, non-binary, queer-positive, trans-positive, relationship anarchist with a degree in English and a professional background in marketing and graphic design. Feel free to ask her about any of that. She is currently a full-time seminary student at Meadville Lombard Theological School and has been active at the UU Fellowship of Gainesville as a worship associate, a member of their last Ministerial Search Committee, and a team lead for the Relationship Advocacy Team. She is a certified facilitator for the OWL curriculum for older adults. She co-houses with another single mom in Gainesville, Florida. We come now to our chalice lighting with these words by Eric Heller Wagner. Blessed is the fire that burns deep in the soul. It is the flame of the human spirit touched into being by the mystery of life. It is the fire of reason, the fire of compassion, the fire of community, the fire of justice, the fire of faith. It is the fire of love burning deep in the human heart, the divine glow in every light and life.
Our story this morning is The Everything Seed by Carol Martinyako. I'll be reading from the book, and I'll have it here after the service if anyone would like to look at these beautiful illustrations. The Everything Seed, a story of beginnings. Have you ever watched a seed grow? Have you ever noticed how it begins so small, so still, so quiet, like a gift wanting to be opened, and how slowly it wakes up, begins to unfold, growing into something larger and larger and larger? Then you know that whatever comes from a seed usually ends up looking very little like the seed it came from, which is also true of the very first seed. Once, long, long ago, way back before the beginning, so long ago there was no such thing as time because there was no one there to count it. Everywhere was a huge, deep, mysterious place, like something waiting to happen. There were no stars, no sun and moon, not a drop of water or a single tree or rock or flower, and no living beings anywhere. But in that deep waiting space was hidden the tiniest point of something no bigger than a seed. It was not a flower seed. It was not an oak tree seed. It was not a seed of corn, although all those things were included in the seed. You might call it an everything seed, because that is what it became. No one knows where that first seed came from, or how it was planted, or how it knew, in the way that only seeds seem to know, how long to wait for just the right moment to sprout and grow. But all at once, this tiny seed, cradled and nourished in the rich soil of space, woke up, broke open, and began to unfold. Unfolding, unfolding, and blossoming forth into an enormous, blazing ball of bright light, like a great grandmother's sun. And the universe was born. Out fluttered the galaxies like a storm of snowflakes, swirling and gathering into the brightest, most blindingly beautiful clouds of stars. And out of those star clouds whirled our own star, the one we call the sun, and our earth, and our moon, and all the round spinning planets we have learned how to name. And this is the secret of that tiny seed. You and I were there in the very beginning. Just as the idea for each leaf on a big oak tree lies hidden inside an acorn. We were there with all the stars and the planets and the rocks and oceans and plants and animals and people. Everything that is now, ever was, or ever will be, was inside that first tiny seed. So whenever you hold a seed in your hand and wonder what it could become, imagine how you and all that is here once came from that tiniest speck of an everything seed before it sprouted and grew long, long ago in the way back beginning of time. Now, if this were an ordinary story, it would end right there. But in this story, the universe keeps unfolding, What once began in a blazing blossom of light continues every day. New stars sprout open in the deep soil of space. New plants and animals appear on the earth. Seeds of many kinds are scattered everywhere to help us remember. And new people are born every day with the spark of that first light still alive and still burning deep inside, waiting, like the everything seed, to shine in ways that are yet to be known.
When I read the synopsis of what Samara was going to talk about, Radical Welcome, I went online and found a few welcome songs that I thought were appropriate for today. And this one I'd never heard before, and it's a song that is recorded by Carole King, but written by Dominic King. I'm not exactly sure. It might be her son, but I don't want to spread any rumors. But anyway, it's a beautiful song. Never heard it before. The music wasn't available, so I just listened and wrote it down. So I'll sing it for you. I have opened up my mind to things I was afraid of. Done things I've never done before. Taken a chance and seeing just what the world is made of. Nothing is the same anymore. At times I feel as though the Spirit's coming through me, thinking of my life and what it's given to me. I will live within the Spirit, ever knowing I'm where I'm supposed to be. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. In the waters I can see a clear reflection of the force that's all around. There's a harmony of season and direction. This is surely sacred ground. Sweet life is everywhere as we stand in the clover. Feel the circle magic, let it take us over. And with all that I've been blessed with, I feel certain I'm where I'm supposed to be. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Now is the time in the service when we take our offering for the work and welfare of this church. Ours is a free faith, and for it to remain so, the church is also self-sustaining financially. Please go to our website, uutarpon.org, and click the Donate button, or you may mail your offering to the church at 57 Reed Street, Tarpon Springs, Florida, 34689. For those of you here in person, we ask that you place your offering in the offering plates as you exit today. A little change? Oh, we're passing the plate today. Oh, how exciting. Okay, all right, thank you.
This is a song called We Stand on Holy Ground, and it's from a Jim Scott songbook. We stand on holy ground. We stand on holy ground. Wherever on this earth we stand on holy ground. Respect the web of life. Respect the web of life. Wherever on this earth we stand, we respect the web of life. We cherish all of life. We cherish all that live. Wherever on this world we stand, we cherish all that live.
Our reading this morning is a poem by Rumi. Love is reckless, not reason. Reason seeks a profit. Love comes on strong, consuming herself, unabashed. Yet in the midst of suffering, love proceeds like a millstone, hard-surfaced and straightforward. Having died of self-interest, she risks everything and asks for nothing. Love gambles away every gift God bestows. Without cause, God gave us being. Without cause, give it back again. Good morning. For those who are just listening, I am a tall, middle-aged, white, cis femme person with long, dark blonde hair streaked with a little gray, held in a long braid down my back. I'm wearing reading glasses on a chain, all dark gray clothing, my power color, and a black cloth face mask when I'm not speaking. When I knew that I was going to be preaching here this month, I asked Reverend Christina about you. When she, it's okay, you don't have to worry. When she told me that the theme this month was cultivating relationships, I believe my exact words to her were, "That is so my jam." I am definitely a cultivating relationships nerd. I get so excited by the idea of deepening understanding and closeness among people. Cultivating is such a rich word to describe the soulfulness of nurtured relationship building. It takes patience, dedication, tenderness, flexibility, forgiveness, and creativity, just to name a few. That's the process. But how do you start? How do you take that seed and germinate it? I've heard many times from the adults in my life, I don't really know how to make friends. Have you ever seen 4-year-olds make friends? Mm-hmm. Hi, I like your dinosaur shirt. My favorite color is yellow. Want to play? As adults, many of us have lost the knack for showing up with the lightness of spirit that allows us to jump right in. It's understandable, given the explicit and implicit demands of daily life. My friends and I, trying to schedule a coffee date, start to run through the laundry list of, well, I have Tuesday at 3:45 or Thursday at 8:30 a.m. November is basically spoken for. What's your early December look like? We jokingly refer to this as grown-up scheduling, but we do it because in our hearts we understand that good relationships require care and attention. Think about the last time you met someone new that you felt inexplicably drawn to. You feel curious about them, as if your heart is reaching out to them when they're not even in the room. You think about them more, maybe even want to do things for them, lend a hand with a project, run an errand. You become open and interested in their life because you want to see how you might fit into it. Not coincidentally, these gestures demonstrate your willingness to cultivate that relationship. You want to be around that person, and whether it's a platonic or romantic interest doesn't matter. Falling in love is an act of faith. Speaking of falling in love, after my second divorce, I needed some time to call the broken pieces of my spirit back together and to understand who I was as a middle-aged, newly single person. It took a year, but after that, my receptivity to the idea of romantic companionship grew. I had a long list of needs and values that I was careful to keep at the front of my mind that included a need for good communication, emotional intelligence, depth, kindness, trust. In short, cultivation. But I knew that all of the thinking and list making in the world won't grow a garden. You have to get in the dirt and plant some seeds. So I put myself out there and went on some first dates. I felt like I was 16 again, and not in the good way of endless energy and a youthful body. I felt so awkward. Thankfully, because I am not actually 16, I was expecting that awkwardness and could engage it with a little kindness. As an older adult, I had access to a wealth of experience and a bigger emotional toolbox with which to address this unprecedented situation. One of the things that I knew was that you have to be vulnerable in order to get vulnerability returned to you. This is probably the adult version of what's your favorite dinosaur. Kids are not experts at making friends, you know. It just doesn't occur to them that emotional closeness is any more awkward or strange than eating a hard-boiled egg for the first time. When everything is new, one more new thing is nothing special. That's what the kids really have on us. They have the advantage of leaning into the inherent newness of everything. As time passes, we gain experience and things feel maybe not so new. We may find ourselves getting accustomed to certain patterns of thinking. We rely on experience instead of our increased capacity to engage the newness of life. But we don't have to compare ourselves to how we used to be. I've heard that intentionally learning a new skill as we get older helps us keep our thinking supple, such as learning a new musical instrument or a new language. But perhaps what that really does is just acclimate us to newness, familiarize us with the freshness of a continuously unfolding universe. I recently read, in fact, that an older brain could be more innovative than previously thought, in large part because of these years of experience and skill building. As we get older, we seem to be more predisposed towards compassion, for example, as well as effective, organized behavior, such as implementing plans. We bring a greater ability to approach life sedately, to cushion our learning processes with increased capacity for mindfulness. That sounds like a lot of the right elements for some solid relationship cultivation. I have a set of tattoos on the back of my wrists. A blue infinity symbol on the right represents temperance, and a red alto clef musical symbol on the left represents passion. They are my constant reminders as I strive to embody the exquisite tension of balance between them. That balance between passion and temperance is a profoundly creative state, one I suspect I will understand better as I grow even more deeply into both my passion and my temperance. It's also the place I imagine most cultivable relationships begin. Because there is passion in being drawn towards a person, right? That ignited spark of interest. And there is also the tempering, gritty work of earning trust and aligning schedules. It requires us to be adaptable, to hold those two opposites simultaneously with grace and patience. Reverend Christina shared with me the tender knowledge that this congregation is hungry to be more multi-generational, which I take to mean you'd like more younger families, younger people. As I look around the room at your beautiful, seasoned faces, I feel for you. My heart goes out to you for the ache that you must feel for those who are missing from among you. You want more. That is a good place to begin. But how do you cultivate difference out of sameness? Part of it means stretching yourself to understand the burdens of younger people and families from their perspective, not your learned one. The very definition of compassion. Acknowledge the challenges that make their lives difficult and consider those challenges as living concerns that you are willing to help address however you can. I'm a single parent. I have had to get creative with my resources just to keep up. One thing I've done is to cohabitate with another single mom and her daughter. We've lived together for almost 4 years now, and in that time we have invested wholeheartedly in the messy work of integrating households and lives, figuring it all out as we go, right down to where and how we store the pasta. There isn't a lot of time left over and not a lot of breaks. So if you were to ask me, I'd say that what families need is help. Inexpensive stuff to do. The chance for intelligent conversation while the kids unleash their energy on someone else for an hour. Maybe it means having a trunk or treat next year. Or starting up a puppet show YouTube channel. I've heard you also are committed to uplifting art, right? Maybe you invite the science bus here as part of an Earth Day celebration, or host art activities on the weekends for all ages and skill levels. Outdoor social hours with live music. You have a lot of talent here to lean on. Opportunities for people to gather safely and feel not only welcomed, but radically received and recognized and connected. In her book, Fashion Me a People, acclaimed religious educator Maria Harris wrote, "Outreach is not an act of charity or pity, but it is an act of compassion, meaning to suffer with. The action is not one way, but two-way." Cultivating that two-way path means opening yourself up not only to giving from the heart, but to receiving them into your heart. And when you truly share space with someone, you must be willing for that space to be changed by the people who show up. Things will change. You will change. because that's what happens when love is planted and given room to grow. There is rich soil that wants tending between this lovely congregation and the people who are missing from this room. Right now, you are at a perfect crossroads of passion and temperance. You have the means and tools to go out on that relationship cultivating limb with all the curiosity and abandon of a 4-year-old, while carrying the balancing skills of a really robust emotional toolbox. Ask yourselves, what can we change to be more radically welcoming of young people and families? And also, are we prepared to meet the needs of young people and families? And I would add, make sure young people and families know that you want them and that you are making a space for them actively. It takes you acting first, loving recklessly, passionately, temperately. It means opening yourself up to risk and loss, but also joy and excitement, delight and fun. It means putting your heart not only on your sleeve, but outside these very walls. Loving recklessly, we offer our very being as an act of creation. The wondrous thing about doing this awkward, messy, uncomfortable work is that it will show you just how new and extraordinary you are in a world that is continuously unfolding in a glorious spectacle of becoming. Regardless of who may or may not come through that door, the very act of loving and welcoming radically will allow you to behold each other anew as well. Because cultivating relationships cultivates the soul of this community. Be the 4-year-old Buddhas you want to see in the world. You also bring the temperance, the empathy, and the wisdom that your experience has taught you. Love recklessly, knowing that your heart is right outside those walls, ready to give itself to you, if only you will, without cause, give it back again. Please enjoy, as you are willing and able, our closing hymn, For All That Is Our Lives.
And that is number 128 in the gray hymnal.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its reward, for hours of rest and love, we come with thanks and praise. For all that is our life, for sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad.
For our closing, I offer you these words by John C. Morgan. In the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generously we have given. It won't matter how much we know, but rather how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love. Blessed be. Now Bonnie will sing Spirit of Life, hymn number 123. Please feel welcome to hum along if you like.
We hope that you found meaning in today's service. We close with these words from Elizabeth Sell Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
My postlude today is another song. It's called All Are Welcome, another welcoming song. It's written by Jesse and Jenna Manabusen, who write actually for the Catholic music publishers. But I really love his music because it's more social justice oriented than Christian oriented. In fact, he writes whole songs where God and Jesus are never even mentioned. It's more the social justice aspect. So I really think that they go well with the Unitarian Universalist faith.
All are welcome in this place. Behold love's amazing grace. All are welcome. All are welcome. Bring your hopes, bring your dreams. Mercy flows and love redeems.
Couple final reminders. If you missed the pass the plate earlier, they'll be by the doors as you leave. And also, please remember that you'll have a chance to meet with your friends on Zoom in the forum room just after this service. Okay? Go now in peace and love for one another.